Sheikh, I have more like an issue with lately. I have been discussing with some of our youngsters in Sweden about religion, about God, and as you know, Sweden is like secular, one of the worst countries when it comes to religion. So some of those youngsters, when I meet them, I study at university, and when I meet them, they discuss like why have we always have war and crimes in the Muslim countries and not here? And I told them like you should read like the both sides. They have been brainwashed, as I try to explain, but they don't believe me, and we don't have scholars here in Sweden. We have some in the capital city, but
أخي Khalid,
that's far away too.
أخي Khalid, allow me to interrupt you for a moment, and maybe I will give you a different opinion. First of all, there are a lot of good dua and scholars in Sweden. I visited Sweden, and I gave a course to many imams there. And I know that there are qualified people there, mashallah. Maybe they don't speak the local language, but there are Muslim scholars there. Secondly, believe it or not, if I had time to spend 6 months in Sweden, in Stockholm, I would be more than happy to do that. What do you like about Sweden, Muhammad Salah? You like the weather, you like the culture, you like the food, you like the salmon fish. What do you like there? I like that it's a fertile soil for da'wah. Can you imagine, just on the flight from Stockholm to Frankfurt, couple hours, some Sweden citizens with me, atheists of course, on the plane, in just less than couple hours, mashallah, they were convinced that this life has a meaning and it is meaningful, it has a purpose, and there must be a creator. Logically, we did not use any verse from the Quran yet. Before we land, they were convinced. I mean, especially at the college environment, if you're in college, you should look at it differently. They are talking about their own ideology, and you too, you talk about your own ideology and your argument, and you say, you're talking about in our countries, why don't you look at the West? What is happening now in Ukraine? What do you think about it? Why don't the NATO help Ukrainian innocent civilians? They see hundreds of innocent civilians falling dead, and they're not lifting a finger, only economical sanctions. What are you guys doing? Why don't you support? There are many ways to argue and prove your point, especially when it comes to the purpose of life and what is going to happen after, and would the perpetrators, the serial killers and the war criminals get away with their crimes? Okay, my preference in the da'wah field is to avoid discussing politics. But if you have to, then you have to. You just have to be good at it and read through it and save some videos, whether from the news or here or there. Check out these prejudice statements by many European countries, not welcoming Muslims, but saying that those guys, the refugees, now almost couple million Ukrainian refugees, say because they have blue eyes, they have blonde hair, they belong to us. What do you guys call this? Isn't this, prejudice? Isn't this totally against all what you preach, what you claim that you believe in? Versus, look at us, looking in our deen, look what is happening. Most of the Muslim countries have welcomed all the Ukrainian tourists, and for free during this calamity, those who travel, not only Ukrainian, and Russians as well, subhanallah. Look at the Quran and how it says that وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ مِسْكِينًا وَيَتِيمًا وَأَسِيرًا, and put emphasis on the word asira. Bottom line, Brother Khalid, I will be more than happy to spend time in Sweden right now, or any of these Scandinavian countries. I think it's a very fertile soil. But to raise my kids there? No, of course not. So don't take me wrong. I hope you understand my message. Thank you, Khalid.